Final Verdict TV. Court is now in session.
Case number 0103, Holston versus Cruz. Please come to the podium, please. Good morning, Mr. Holston, Mr. Cruz. Okay, so Mr. Holston, I see here that you are suing the defendant for $42,000 for breach of lease agreement. Give me a little bit more detail on that.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you for the opportunity. I run the Holston Arms, a fine establishment in town here. Never had a problem with tenants before. Everything's been fine. And I rented an apartment to Mrs. Ortiz, this gentleman's mother. A lovely lady. She's been living there for several years, never a problem. Unfortunately, she became ill recently and required her son's assistance. Now, I have very strict leases. I have a building that's older. I cannot have equipment that sucks a lot of electricity. Things like air conditioners and portable stoves and things like that. So that's written in the lease. So Mrs. Ortiz knew this and Mr. Ortiz knew this. So Mr. Ortiz moves in with his mother to care for his mother, which I commend. It's a wonderful thing. She was a lovely lady. But he brought in machinery that used a lot of electricity. And the result of using a lot of that electricity, my electric bill in 1 month for all the apartments is about $5,000 a month. It went up $1,500 just after he moved in and started that machinery. And the lights in the building, while his machinery was running, the lights started to flicker, which caused a lot of problems for other tenants. One tenant called me up and said that his microwave went out in the middle of cooking his Hot Pocket. And I can't have that. I can't have that in the building.
Okay.
And so that is why, and I've had to do repairs on the building since he's leaving because of this machinery. And I had to spend almost $10,000 in extra electric bills. So that's why I am seeking this money.
Okay, and you keep saying machinery. Can you be more specific as to what machinery?
I believe it was a ventilator.
A ventilator, like an industrial ventilator or personal?
It's the kind of ventilator that people who can't breathe are on. It keeps them breathing.
Okay, so a medical ventilator.
Now, I had talked with Mr. Ortiz and suggested that because my apartment building cannot handle that kind of machinery, that maybe he might consider taking her to his apartment where he might be able to run that machinery, or take her to a facility where they have those machinery.
Oh, okay.
But he refused.
All right. Mr. Cruz?
Yes, Your Honor.
All righty. What is your input on what he's saying?
Well, I suppose we have a different interpretation of the matter because the machinery in question, yes, it was a ventilator, a medical ventilator that was keeping my mother breathing in her last days. And the day that she died, Mr. Holston decided that he was going to serve me with an eviction notice.
I did not know she was dying that day.
All right, so your mother passed. And I'm so sorry to hear
you
that.
You would think that Mr. Holston would find it in his heart and be able to give reasonable accommodation for a medical device. I mean, we're not talking about an industrial washer here. This is, as my mother was taking her last breaths,
Okay.
Mr. Holston was checking the speed on the meter.
I did not know that she was dying.
And I've already paid the lease off for the year. There's only 4 months left on the agreement. I have no intention of staying there any longer. I was only there to take care of my mother. Now that she's passed, I just want to be done with the situation and move forward.
Okay.
It should be noted that you can make more money but I can't get my mother back.
That is true.
And so with that being said, I've filed a countersuit
Yes.
on Mr. Holston for $11,000.
Okay. So yes, I do see your countersuit here for reimbursement for rent plus court costs.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So,
With all due respect to Mr. Ortiz, I am
one-
not running
one-
a charity here.
One second, Mr. Holston. Now, I do have a question. Did you notify Mr. Holston of the medical equipment that your mother was going to need prior to you bringing in the equipment?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, so you did speak to him about it prior, and he was okay with it.
Yes, ma'am, I did. And as a matter of fact, we were actually, prior to this all happening, we were fairly friendly with Mr. Holston and would often host him for dinner around the holidays, or if we went out of town, we'd pick him up a little something on a trip. So the fact that he showed his true colors during this time, it's a stab in the heart, and it's a real betrayal.
Okay, now, Mr. Holston,
Did a good job there, boy.
You stated that you had no idea that she was that sick, but from what I'm hearing, y'all are pretty close, and you had no idea.
I knew she was ill, and I knew that he was coming to take care of her. I did not know he was going to use that machine, and that is a lie. He did not tell me that. It just appeared there one day. The lights started flickering, and then that's how I found out about it.
Jumping Jesus on a pogo stick. Mr. Holston, I would like to have it noted that this so-called flickering of the machinery, there were days when the ventilator wouldn't work or lights would flicker in the building, but I would walk outside at certain points of the day and I would see Mr. Holston by the fuse box. Now, I'm not saying that, he caused my mother's untimely death. However, it just seems like there's a correlation there.
Oh,
Were you
now he's
outside flicking
accusing
the
me of making
fuse
the
box?
lights flicker. Those things were
Mr.
flickering
Holston,
like a
Mr.
possum walking
Holston?
on a power line, for God's sakes.
Mr. Holston,
He's lying.
talk to me, not to him.
All right.
Now, no. Look here, I do see your leasing agreement, and I do understand that it is in your agreement about certain equipment, but he did tell you about the device. Plus, we are talking
Afterwards.
about a medical device.
I understand.
A medical ventilator to help his mother breathe, which turned out to be your friend as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that comes reasonable accommodations, all right? And according to the Fair Housing Act, if he notified you, there's nothing we can do about it.
$1,500 a month is a reasonable accommodation.
It
Flickering
sounds
lights
like
is a reasonable accommodation. If I let him do that, someone's going to want to have 3 space heaters in their apartment for their
sounds like
emotional
your building
support
needs to be
iguana or
updated,
something like
Mr.
that. That's
Holston.
what's going to happen.
With that said, okay, I'm done with this.
I don't feel like I'm being heard here.
Mr. Holston, I hear you, and I do understand that you had to pay some extra money to update your building.
$10,000 in total.
But what stands is now you have an updated building. You won't have to worry about this in the future. Now, as for your claim for $42,000, that is going to be dismissed.
It's going to cost me $35 to have
Mr.
that
Holston,
fixed up, which I wouldn't have had to
I
done
advise
if he
you to
hadn't
quit
done
talking
that.
in my court.
What?
Mr. Cruz, as for your counterclaim, I do see. Yes, we're going to go ahead and award you that $11,000 for those fees that you paid in advance for the lease.
I have to
because
pay
you're no longer
$11,000
staying
to
there.
him when
Mr.
he
Holston,
owes me $10,000 in
Thank you,
electric
Your
bills?
Honor.
That's not right, Your Honor.
Case dismissed. Thank you. You will pay that fine.
I am
Have
going
a
to
good
take
day.
this higher.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have not heard the last of me. You understand that,
Well,
ma'am?
Mr. Holston, here's the thing.
Thank you so much.
What?
It might have been a little bit easier if you were a little bit more of a humanitarian in that sense. But you are too busy worried about cost and money when this young man has lost his mother.
I gave him
who
all the opportunities. I
know.
tried to help him. I am not a charity. This is not
Where
a
it's
nursing
not about
home,
being
Your
a
Honor.
charity,
This is
it's
an
about
apartment
being
building.
your brother's keepers. And with that, I am done with this case. You have a beautiful day.
Oh, so I'm supposed to give away electricity from now on and let people do whatever they want in my apartment building. Well, it's not going to happen. I am going to fight this ruling. I'm going to take it higher. I know people in this town, Your Honor.
Good day, Mr.
You will be
Holston.
sorry.
I would like to thank Judge Monroe and the court today for hearing my case and ultimately today's decision. It's been a little bit of peace of mind in such a difficult time. I'd like to dedicate this one to my mother.
Lord have mercy. I just got walloped like a June bug in a wind tunnel. That boy ran up my electric bill like he was powering NASA, and I have to pay him $11,000? It just ain't right. I am old as dirt and twice as dusty. I can't take this pressure. But I tell you one thing, this judge is going to pay for what she did. I have family in this town. I have connections. My family's been here for generations, and she will not get away with this. I will fight this.